Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes, in their first home game of the season, entertain the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders. The Red Tornadoes come into the game 1-0 after beating the Canners of Biglerville last weekend down in Biglerville. Lancaster Catholic comes into the game 0-1, losing a tough one-point decision to highly regarded Trinity last weekend. I'm Warren Altimore, along with my partner Wayne Brokenshire here for all the festivities. The Red Tornadoes started well last week. They're looking at a Lancaster Catholic team that beat them 21-3 last year on their way to an undefeated season, I might add.
Yep, got into the playoffs, Lancaster Catholic did. The Tornadoes coming off of a big win last week. Probably one of the better opening games that, as a team, performed very well both offensively and defensively. There were some areas where we struggled, some places where we looked a little tired in the third quarter. But other than that, James Haynes coming out with just an outbreak game for the beginning of the season with 167 yards on the ground, and he ran back one touchdown. Defense looks very, very strong, so we're going to see what Lancaster Catholic has for us. You have to remember it's a different team from last year, Warren. 21-3, and that was a tough loss down there. I mean, they just manhandled us, did whatever they want. They lost 24 seniors through graduation, coming back with a whole new team from last year.
Much different team, but a program that's very successful. They have two back-to-back undefeated regular seasons, getting into the playoffs both times and losing in the PI State final playoffs. So they are a well-coached and a well-balanced program. Actually, the class of Lancaster County, as far as that goes, as far as the football team. So we look forward to a very hard-fought contest. Now, the difference between last year and this year is they lost most of their receivers last year, including that giant tight end that ran all over the place. You're going to see a sophomore quarterback start, Kyle Smith. He's wearing number 17 for the Crusaders. He's also going to have the tailback is Benjamin Shank, and a guy from last year, which we did see, he's coming back. He's a senior this year. The fullback is Chase Haberstroh. Now, we didn't see Haberstroh run as much as out of a fullback position, but he is the returning guy in that backfield. But last week, the Crusaders actually ended up relying on the pass more so than I think they wanted to, but he did very, very well last week for a sophomore quarterback.
Yes, he did. What can you say? A sophomore, although you take a look at Marcus Wasilewski in his freshman year, had a stellar, set records all over the place. He had two fantastic receivers in that year. Langton was one and Pohutsky was the other, and they just caught anything that Marcus had thrown up. Looking at the youth end of it and the inexperience, if you have your good receivers and you can put the ball there, they can catch anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they did a lot of very good things last week, and as Coach Brennan said last night at Supper Club, and a couple of things that they weren't very good. And again, that's the first game. You see the improvement from one game to the next, and this will be where the real improvement comes. And he felt that they were capable of playing even much better than we saw last week. So this will be very, very interesting for the Red Tornadoes. The Red Tornadoes are set to kick the ball off here, and of course, number 32 doing the kicking for the Red Tornadoes is James Haynes. Deep down for the Crusaders is number 7, Shank, and it's going to go in the other direction, and it's going to go. I thought it was going to go out of bounds, but Snowpeck picks it up, and Snowpeck is going to be brought down in there by number 34, James Goins.
Yes. James Goins played an outstanding game down at Biglerville last week. Everybody was sort of looking for him to be playing the defensive end position. That was what the word was out on the street, but because of his strength and his speed and how hard he worked, they moved him into that tackle position. I'll tell you what, there was nobody down there in Cannersville that could actually handle him.
All right, the ball is going to be set down at the 33-yard line where the Crusaders will start 1st and 10 on their initial start of the game. And you have number 25, I believe that's is it 25 in the backfield? It's hard to tell. Let me get him set up there.
Yes, it is, 25.
Yeah, Berlucci. And Berlucci is free instantly into the Red Tornado backfield. It'll take James Haynes to bring him down, but not before he gets all the way up to the Lancaster Catholic 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Crusaders. A big opening for Berlucci.
Yeah, Crusaders run a trap play over the right side. Picked up on the linebacker, and he broke that through for a first down.
All right, this time Smith will go into a shotgun formation. He has Flum in the backfield with him, number 32. And he'll roll out and look downfield, and he looks for the short pass. He had his man wide open down there, number 24, Kevin Gibbons for the Crusaders, and they're in Red Tornado territory now, down at the Red Tornado 44-yard line.
Pickup of 7 yards that time. It's just a short pass, a little down and out into the corner, onto the flat, tiptoed out of bounds. One thing we heard about the quarterback, that he will throw a lot of short passes.
Yeah.
Nothing long. He's not going to put that ball up in the air for it to be caught and intercepted.
All right, now they go into a traditional I with Haberstroh, the returning veteran in the I formation. He's a tailback formation right now. Gibbons will go in motion, and Smith bumps into the up guy, and number 64 for the Red Tornadoes making the stop on the play, John Long. Haberstroh did not pick up the first down. It's 3rd and 1 now for the Crusaders.
A little mix up in the backfield for the Crusaders. Quarterback turned around, Long ran right into him, or Habershaw. Short by less than a yard.
They're going to measure it now. It was fairly close, so they're going to take a minute and bring the chains in and give a measurement here. And he is short by about 6 inches, so it's still 3rd down and less than a yard here for the Crusaders. They're in Mount Carmel territory at the Mount Carmel, just inside the Mount Carmel 42-yard line. This time we'll come back into that I formation. Smith at quarterback, Berlucci in the up back position, and he's got Haberstroh as the tailback. And it's a keeper, and he'll pick up the first down to the Red Tornado 40-yard line.
Pinch to the middle, follows the center, picks up a first down. Picked up about a yard on that play.
All right, back into that shotgun formation now for Smith. He brings Gibbons in motion towards the Red Tornado sideline. And we hand it to Haberstroh on an inside handoff. And Haberstroh, he had some room there for a second, but number 50, Shikatano for the Red Tornadoes brings him down.
Yeah, they're running a trap play to that right side of their offensive line. A quick trap. They run an option play, and he's just handing it off, and away he's going. But Shikatano makes the tackle.
All right, Haberstroh again in that shotgun formation. He's got everybody out to his right. 3 men, and we'll have a penalty flag, and it'll go against the Crusaders. We had motion on the Crusader line. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up 2nd down now and about 12. Maybe 2nd down and 11 where they place it. So the first mistake of the ball game for the Crusaders. And again, he stays in that shotgun. He has Berlucci, number 25, standing next to him, but he drops straight back, looks downfield, and he was trying to hit number 80 down there, Purvis, but it was a little bit high, and he took a nice whack down there from DeMarco.
DeMarco gave him the little hello there. You know, you don't catch the ball, boy, you're going to pay for that being up in the air. And, of course, DeMarco took total advantage of it. Tornado staying in a 5-3 defense, 5-2. Sometimes they're dropping the end off. Demko, number 14, will fall off into the flat.
Okay, 3rd and a long 11 now as Gibbons goes in motion. Fake the handoff, and he's under pressure from Goins. He has a screen pass, a lot of room out there. And he's going to pick up the first down on a nice play by the Crusaders inside the Red Tornado 30-yard line down at the 29, 1st and 10.
He just picked up the 10 yards on that. If he would have stayed to the inside of the field, I think he would have picked up some more yardage. Screen pass to the right hand.
Yeah, that was a perfectly executed play by the Crusaders. So first down now back into that I formation. Haberstroh in back of Berlucci. And it's Berlucci on the quick
Straight
opener.
dive.
Berlucci's still moving there, and he's finally brought down in there by number 42 for the Red Tornadoes, Sean McCullum, the linebacker.
Yep, Sean McCullum, and looks like Phil Chickatana, number 50, also in on the stop that time. And that was just a straight dive play. There was no trap, it was straight ahead blocking.
All right, second down now, and about 5. And this time it's Gibbons, and this time Goins is all over Gibbons in the backfield. A loss on the play for the Crusaders, and they'll march the ball back down to about the 28-yard line, where it's now 3rd and 10.
James showing his speed and strength that time, coming right up over. He did a nice move on the tackle and came right over the top and makes the tackle for a 3-yard loss.
All right, let's call it 3rd and 9 now, where the ball is finally placed. A big down here for the Crusaders as they are at the Red Tornado 28-yard line, 8:12 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Berlucci's the lone back in the backfield for the Crusaders, and Smith will hand it to him.
Yep.
Another quick opener, and he'll take it down to about the 19-yard line, just outside the 19-yard line. That brings up 4th down and 5.
Demko, Trevor making the initial hit there. They went right down over the tackle, between the tackle and end, and Demko came down from the defensive end position and makes that tackle. Justin Kolokas playing the left, number 6, playing the left defensive, the other defensive end position.
All right, Smith brings him out. He keeps Berlucci as that lone back in the backfield right behind him on the 4th and 5 call.
Trying to draw everybody
Long
off.
count, and he has
Yep.
to call timeout if the Red Tornadoes didn't fall for it. You're
Yep.
right.
Although, well,
Now, my guess is they may attempt a field goal from here.
yeah, at the beginning, or during warm-ups, the kid was popping them from about the 30-yard line, 35.
We'll wait and see here. Now, I mean, they're down, the ball sitting right now about the 24-yard line. I mean, obviously, they're not going to punt the ball.
Right.
They're at 4th down. They took a timeout. They're talking it over, and they're going to kick a field goal. That's exactly what they look like they're doing, and I believe 37, Colin McCall, is the field goal kicker, and he is, so he gets himself set up. They're looking for the holder now, who didn't come out right away, and the holder is Travis Jankowski. And Travis is a 6'2". He's one of the bigger holders you're ever going to see out there. 6'2" field goal holder. But McCall's got it teed up. McCall puts it up, and he certainly has the leg for it, and he got it.
Got it.
Nice kick by McCall from the 24-yard line, a 34.
Well, he kicked it from the 32, so it's 10 yards back. That's a 42-yard
field goal. Is that where he kicked it from?
Yep.
So 42-yard field goal made by McCall, and it's 3-0 Crusaders at the 7:14 mark of the first quarter here at Mount Carmel in the Silver Bowl.
Good drive.
Yeah.
Good drive by the Crusaders all the way down. The ball was ready to go out of bounds. If you remember the opening kickoff, picks it up. He got back to the 35-yard line. They took it from there, drove it all the way down to about the 24, and kicks the field goal.
All right, McCall gets ready to do the kickoff duties. Down deep for the Red Tornadoes in that deep formation is James Haynes, number 32. He's flanked by number 26 for the Red Tornadoes, DeMarco, and
Pulowski, number
21. Pulowski.
21.
All right, the Crusaders are ready. They signal that they are, and McCall will let it rip. I tell you, McCall's got one heck of a foot as McCall will put it 3 yards deep into the end zone. It's a touchback, and the Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 on the 20. McCall's got himself a leg.
Yes, he does. You don't see that too many times in high school football where he can kick it off and put it into the end zone.
So the Red Tornadoes come out for their first offensive set of the evening here at the 7:14 mark as the Lancaster Catholic took the opening kickoff and drove down for the 3-point lead. Red Tornadoes open up in a power I. And the ball is going to Haynes, and Haynes finds himself a little bit of an opening there and takes it up to the 25-yard line. 5-yard gain on the play. It's 2nd and 5, Red Tornadoes.
You can see Haynes, he's picking where the opening is at to go through. The two blockers were off tackle. There was a natural opening at the guard, around the guard position, and he decided to go there. Picks up 5 tough yards.
That time we start in that full house backfield. He had Kanovich back there, the 48, that big fullback, also in the backfield there. Now we'll go back to the traditional I formation with Demetrius in front of Haynes. Everybody is out right here with Morose, but it's going to go back to Haynes, and Haynes is loose in the backfield for the Crusaders.
Take him on, take him on.
And Haynes drops his head, and he's in Crusader territory at the Crusader 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
Pick up of about 25 yards on that carry. Nice run by James Haynes. One thing James has to do is when he sees two defenders, don't look, don't slow down to try to just run them right over. They're going to tackle you anyway. You might as well let them pay for it.
All right, we go back into that full house backfield now. Kanovich and Demetrius up front of Haynes. They're shifted over to the right now instead of the left, and they pitch it to Haynes. And Haynes is going to try to get around the corner, and he will not make it. In fact, he'll be dropped for about a yard loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 9, or 2nd and 11.
Good pursuit there. Haynes tried to string it out and hit the end as much as he possibly could before he turned it up, but at that point in time, there was too many defenders that came over into the play.
Haynes is down on the field for the Red Tornadoes after that tackle. He's down along the Red Tornadoes sideline. And Doc Recco's out there attending to him along with the training staff. And we'll see what we can see down there. But there's a timeout on the field of play here at the 5:46 mark. The Crusaders up 3-0 over the Red Tornadoes. Take me a moment here. Let me make this announcement. I'll talk about this again tonight and again next week. But the Sack Hunger campaign is coming up, folks. The Sack Hunger campaign will take place at the Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area football game Friday, September 21st. Trucks from each school will be decorated in their respective school colors and parked outside the entrance to Kemp Memorial Stadium from 5:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. Show support for your team and your community by donating canned goods to the appropriately decorated truck. All food donated will benefit Manna for the Many in Shamokin and the Shepherd's Pantry in Mount Carmel. This event is co-sponsored by the Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area ministeriums. Again, you get to see a great football game, and you can do a little good at the same time and make yourself feel great. So we'll talk about this again tonight a little bit, and next week getting ready for that Shamokin Mount Carmel game on the 21st. All right, DeMarco now in back of Demetrius in that I formation. He's got Morose as the only guy out left, and he looks to Morose, and he has Morose.
Nice catch.
Morose will bring it down inside the 40, down at the Red Tornado 38-yard line.
Nice catch by Morose. Morose really had to go up high that time.
Here you see the replay. You'll see the replay of the catch by Morose, and he really did an acrobatic catch there. You see how high he was.
Ooh, came down hard on his back.
And he holds on to it. So it'll bring up a 3rd down now and 6 for the Red Tornadoes.
Haynes back into the offense. Kovaleski and Morose split right.
We fake it, and there's Haynes on the fake toss. Haynes down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 17, and that was a pretty play by the quarterback, Wacholewski.
Oh, Marcus, I'll tell you what, my hat off to you. That was an excellent fake you made there. He hit the ball with his left hand down on his hip. He faked with the empty right hand that it was a pass out to Morose, out onto the flat, Of course, the defense bit on it. They handed it off to Haynes right up through the middle.
All right, 1st and 10 now from the 18 for the Red Tornadoes. He has Kovalevsky and McCracken out to his right. But we will go with Haynes, and Haynes is dropped in the backfield immediately by number 8, Chase Haberstroh from the Crusaders. That was a heck of a tackle by Haberstroh.
Yeah, Haberstroh, number 8, he's playing the right linebacker position. He actually looped around. That wasn't a straight blitz coming in. He looped around, waited for the delay handoff to Haynes, and he makes a tough hit.
All right, Goins goes into that offensive formation for the Red Tornadoes. He doesn't go on offense often. He will normally, as we talked about last week, we may see him, he'll line up at that tight end position, and that's exactly where he's at now, over on the left side in the I formation. And we go that way, and Haynes has some room. He'll be brought down in there as he crosses over the 15-yard line down to the 14-yard line. Haberstroh once again on the tackle for the Crusaders.
And I think Haberstroh is playing the right linebacker position over there. He looked like he was caught out of position a little bit, and that's the reason why Haynes picked up a couple yards.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 now from the 14 for the Red Tornadoes. Kovalevsky now in with the play in the Mount Carmel huddle, and he'll come out split right. Again, we stay with the Goins at the tight end position, and we're in the I formation. And it's Haynes. And this time Haynes eluded the initial tackle, and Haynes pulls his way inside the 10-yard line where he'll be very close to the 1st down.
He is going to be about maybe half a yard short. Great second surge by Haynes.
Here you see it on the replay.
Take a look here with about five guys on top of him right here. That extra surge right there.
2:12 remaining here in the first quarter of play. The Red Tornadoes on a big 4th down. It's 4th down and kind of about 1 yard as number 9 for the Red Tornadoes, Moroz, brings the play in. An early test for this Red Tornado offense. Exact same formation, only this time Moroz will split out to the short side out left. As Washleski lines them up, they are in a tight end, tight formation. And it's Haynes. And Haynes, I don't know if he got there. Look at that extra effort.
The second effort by Haynes picked up that 1st down.
He's down to the 6-yard line, and I believe that's a 1st down, and it is. That's all James Haynes, Wayne, you're right.
Yep, he lunged that time. He was hit, he was stood up straight, and it was actually a lunge. He kept his legs going and picked up that 1st down.
All right, Kanovich back into the Red Tornado backfield. Goins will come out, so we'll go back. It looks like into that heavy backfield with the 2 fullbacks. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to be heavy to the left of the formation now. And the wide receiver is out to the right of the formation. And we have a stoppage of play. Oh, we have an equipment. Well, we have a guy running off the field with his helmet off over on the Lancaster Catholic side.
And we got James Haynes.
Haynes is walking over here. Looks like he's cramping again. That would be bad news for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah.
This early in the game. Now, it's a very warm night, much warmer than it was last weekend, and we suffered from cramps, as you saw in that game last weekend, severely in the second half. DeMarco now into that backfield, and he'll line up in Haynes' spot. And again, the exact formation, heavy left, with Moroz out to the right. And they give it to Demetrius, and Demetrius on a quick opener, and Demetrius will gain about a yard on the play. And a nice stop down in there by Gibbons, number 24 for the
tried something a little bit different that time. We go strong left, strong right. We always give it to the tailback. This time we give it to the fullback on a straight dive play.
All right, Goins will go back into that tight end formation now as Kanovich comes out, so they'll get out of that heavy formation. It's 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line for the Red Tornadoes.
James Goins is doing some excellent blocking over on the left-hand side there from that tight end position, so you might see Dave DeMarco moving in that direction with the ball.
You're right. That's exactly where they go. DeMarco with a head of steam, and DeMarco's still rolling.
Second
and DeMarco,
effort again.
second effort takes DeMarco down to the 1-yard line.
Great second effort by Dave DeMarco.
Great push. There was a good push. Watch the replay here, folks, and look at the push, the second push that comes. He's basically stopped here.
Right.
Now look at the push go again.
Yep.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter of play here in the Silver Bowl, with the Crusaders of Lancaster Catholic up 3-0 over the Red Tornadoes, with the Red Tornadoes a 3rd and 1 from the goal line coming up. Remind you, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel Area High School, and you're listening to it on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network.
Great second effort by this whole team. I'll tell you what, offensively, we've come out to play some football again tonight. We did last week against Biglersville down there in the Canners area. Showed them what it was all about. And again, tonight, there's some good blocking in the center of that line to give these halfbacks, DeMarco and Haynes, a little bit of running room. Great second effort by both of those runners to put them into the position that we are, sitting on the 1-yard line.
No, absolutely. We have a little time here. Let me ask this question. I realize it was a warm day, but it's cooled off dramatically. Nice wind blowing.
Where?
But why is it 127 degrees in this press box?
I have no idea.
I'm like 2 degrees away from having a full-blown stroke here right now. I mean, my goodness, is it hot up here? It is not really that hot outside. I mean, there is a nice breeze blowing. The flags are moving there on the flagpole, but for some reason, it must retain the heat from the middle of the day, because it's a sauna bath up here. It's my commentary on us getting air conditioning in the press box.
Good luck.
Which should go as far as it did last year. All right, Haynes back in now at that tailback spot, and Kanovich, the big fullback, now in front of him. Haynes. And Haynes is in. Touchdown. Red Tornadoes at the 11:56 mark of the second quarter of play. The Red Tornadoes go up 6-3 with the extra point attempt to follow.
Going over the left side of the offensive line, Haynes left his feet a little bit, tried to get up over the top, and bowls himself in for a Tornado touchdown.
All right, Washaleski will be in to attempt the extra point, and he'll be attempting it out of the hold of number 9, Morose. Ball is up and down, and it is good. So the score now, Mount Carmel area, Red Tornadoes 7. The Crusaders of Lancaster Catholic 3, with the Red Tornadoes getting ready to kick off. Very impressive offensive drive, Wayne.
Yes, I'll tell you what, some great blocking on the offensive line, some great running by our backs, and blocking by the lead back. And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the first 2 games so far this year.
Well, that's exactly what the Red Tornadoes needed to do. They get a little bit of a slap there from the Crusaders.
Right.
Go down 3-0 on that initial drive, and they absolutely had to come back strong, and they absolutely did. That was just an absolutely beautiful offensive march. And again, a lot of second effort, a lot of good line play there, as you got those 2 or 3 guys downfield giving that second push and gaining 2-3 yards sometimes on the second push.
And how much that, you talk about that, Coach, always, second effort, what needs to be done. And those are the things that win games for you. Down here, with second effort picks us up a first down, on the 5-yard line. So, they do win games.
Shank at the 20-yard line for the Crusaders, and he brings it up.
Outside.
And he is loose outside. Nice tackle down there by number 24 for the Red Tornadoes.
Matt Hepler.
Nice tackle by Hepler to bring him down. But good field position once again for the Crusaders as they'll open up. You see the replay. You see him coming towards you now. He'll make the cut, and now he's heading toward the Red Tornadoes sideline.
This is textbook tackle right there by Matt Hepler. You're not going to see anything better than that.
Nope. Yep, that Shank is probably 40 pounds heavier than him, and he brought him right down. All right, Smith brings him up, and the the Crusaders are going to have to call timeout.
Timeout.
As oddly enough, they were in the huddle forever and came out with too many people on the.
Exactly. He took the timeout rather than taking the 5-yard penalty. He has good field position. 5 yards back, they would have been down on the 39-yard line.
Take a moment here to make a correction from last week, and I truly apologize for this. Last week, we made a mistake. Quinn McCracken had his first varsity catch last week against the Big River Cannons, and we attributed to Colin Menepace. Menepace wears 88. Of course, Quinn is wearing 89.
Right.
And partially, I take full responsibility for it, but partially, we were told the night before that we did not know if we would see McCracken, so I wasn't paying that much attention to him going into the game, and I missed it. So I apologize that it was his first official varsity catch last week against Big River, so my congratulations to Quinn McCracken and my apologies at the same time. All right, the Crusaders look like they're ready to go, and they're going to open up now in an empty backfield. He has 3 guys to the left, 1 guy in the slot right, and that guy now goes in motion. Everybody is left. And big hit on the quarterback, but not before he gets the ball out to number 12, and that's Jankowski, and he picks up big yardage into the Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
But I'll tell you what, I've been watching this from
the hit on the replay.
From the beginning of the game. This kid is a sophomore.
That's Chickatano laying the wood to him.
Chickatano's hit him. Justin Kolokas has hit him. Demko has hit him. They're hitting this kid and putting him down. We're going to see how this wears on him for the rest of the game.
All right, Haberstroh now, and Haberstroh is loose. And they are running on the Red Tornadoes right now, down to the Red Tornado 35-yard line. It's going to be 1 yard short of the first down, a 9-yard pickup by the big guy, Haberstroh.
Again,
he was the guy we remember from last year.
Yep, they're really not doing anything fancy in that backfield. These are just straight dive plays right down, running off tackle or between the guard and tackle.
Now we go into a 1-back offense now. He'll bring Gibbons in motion, and he hands right off in the middle down there. I can't see the number of the new guy into the backfield. Let me see who was carrying the ball for them.
42.
It's 42 now into that backfield, and that's Hans Kessler for the Crusaders. I don't see many guys named Hans anymore.
Unless you're over in Germany.
You just thought I'd mention that.
Okay.
He did not pick up the first down, although they're going to measure it. It's that close. And they initially said no, but then they looked at it harder. Then they're going to bring in the chains and get a good look at that first. First down. He got it by the edge of the football. So 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders from the Red Tornado 36-yard line. And they are moving the ball well on offense, Wayne.
Yes, and like I said, they have a strong offensive line. They're putting some holes in the defensive line here. Nothing fancy in the last 2 series that they've had the ball. It's just a straight dive play, just right up the gut. You got to stop them now.
All right, he has Berlucci in front of Haberstroh now.
Demetrius, number 28, playing the defensive end position.
And it's Haberstroh, and this time Chickatano buries him. Number 50, Chickatano, all over Haberstroh that time, and he will probably lose a half a yard on it.
I think Chickatano's starting to come into his own as the linebacker out there. He's starting to show people that he can play that position. Some nice plays the last few snaps.
Well, there was never any doubt that he could hit you.
Oh, yeah.
That was never in doubt ever. And he's showing that he's had several big hits already tonight. All right, Smith out of that shotgun. He's rolling towards the Red Tornado sideline. And he has his man, that's Gibbons, down around the 23-yard line. And that will be, let's see where they place that. That's going to be it's going to be real close now. Yeah, first down. First down. Again, he got in between the seam. Yep. Here you see him coming towards the sideline here. Watch how well he throws the ball, though.
And look at where it's at. Right on the end line. He just tippy-toes out, picks up the first down.
So both defenses taking a wearing so far here in the game in the first half. It's 9:31 remaining, and this time it goes nowhere. number 64 into the Red Tornado lineup, making a stop.
John Long.
John Long.
He's been in that. We
said into. I was going to say into.
He's been playing in that nose guard position there. We have John Long, the nose guard. Of course, the left tackle is James Goins, and Steck, number 60, is the right tackle. So that's the meat of your interior defensive line.
So it brings up a second down and a long 11 as Smith goes into that shotgun. And he looks downfield, and he has a man wide open, and that is Gibbons, and Gibbons takes it in for the touchdown. And that was a blown coverage. He ran completely. Now, there's a flag down in the field, and I'll see who that goes against. It's down to where the quarterback threw the ball, and it's a roughing the passer call against the Red Tornadoes. So the touchdown will stand. It's 9-7 Crusaders with the extra point attempt to come. But he was just completely free. Nobody picked him up.
Yeah, he just went. He came out of the backfield. He just went right off the offensive end, and that was it. There was nobody there to pick him up. That if you looked at the last 4 snaps on defense, the Tornadoes look very confused out there. The defensive ends are trying to get into position. The ball's being snapped. The defensive backs are trying to get into their position.
All right, McCall in to kick the extra point, and certainly he's one of the better kickers we're going to see this year from what I can tell already.
Kidding.
He puts it up, and it is good. He's got himself a leg, that guy. So the score now at the 8:51 mark of the second quarter here in the Silver Bowl, the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders 10, the Red Tornadoes 7, with the Crusaders getting ready to kick off.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've come out with 2 offensive juggernauts here tonight. This might be a high-scoring game the way this is working out. Tornadoes, of course, on a great series on their first offensive drive. The Crusaders in their first had to be satisfied with just a field goal, although a 32-yard or 42-yard field goal at that. Great leg by the kicker. And now the second series of downs, of course, the Crusaders punch it over the goal line for 7 points.
All right, you got Haynes down in that deep position. He's flanked over there by DeMarco and Pulowski. They're kicking up from the Red Tornado 45-yard line because they marked off the unsportsmanlike penalty on the kickoff. So he put it in the end zone from the 35. I'm not sure where it's going to go. In fact, Boyers ought to put some plywood on the window at the rate that he's kicking here. So I don't expect a run back from him unless he purposely puts it on the ground. And I said there's no reason even to try to field that as he kicks it out of the back of the end zone. It's 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes at the Red Tornado 20-yard line.
Okay, the Tornadoes have to come out. Now keep their head up. They have to respond again very quickly. With the score. They score, we score. It's the only way we're going to keep up here.
Okay, we put the lights on, so there's a little bit less chance of me getting the numbers bunged up. All right, here come the Red Tornadoes in that I formation. Everybody out to his left on that play, and he looks downfield for Kovaleski, and he got Kovaleski up over the 30-yard line at the 32.
Good catch, well covered. Kovaleski, watched that ball right in the hands. Great concentration. Once he had it, he tucked it away because as soon as he caught it, he ended up, getting hit from the backside. And, of course, as we know, sometimes the ball has the tendency to pop out when you get hit from the backside. You don't expect it.
All right. We'll stay in that I formation. And keep Kanovich now, the bigger of the 2 fullbacks, in front of Haynes. And it's Kanovich and the ball's on the ground. Kanovich never got the handoff. The ball hit the ground, and we'll see who recovered it here. And it looks like the Crusaders have recovered the ball at the Red Tornado 33-yard line. The ball never was cleanly handed off. The Crusaders recovered, and this is a big recovery for the Crusaders.
This is it. In his defense, that ball was down around his thigh that time. wasn't up in very good position. But, those things happen. Tornadoes now really have to dig in.
Yep.
And play a little bit of defense here. This is a team that you might not be able to catch up to, especially with them moving the ball the way they are.
Smith out of the shotgun. Plenty of time, plenty of room, but he throws it out of bounds. And we're going to have a flag on the play.
Yep.
It'll be an unsportsmanlike against the Red Tornadoes, and that's a big penalty against the Red.
Yeah,
he threw the ball out of bounds. The receiver had no chance of catching it, and we tackled him out of bounds. So they'll mark that off, and the Red Tornadoes have shot themselves in the foot twice in a row here, deep in their own territory.
Yeah, that ball was not catchable. It was out of bounds, and it was actually hitting the ground when we made that tackle.
All right, it brings up a 1st and 10 from the 19. Haberstroh finds his way down inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. About a 5-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Julius comes into the defense. Demetrius, number 28. Playing the defense, right defensive end position.
Smith looks downfield. He had his man well covered down there by Kovalevsky, but he catches it and will be brought down by DeMarco, but not before he gets down inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. It's 1st and goal, Crusaders from the 6.
1st and goal. We said at the beginning of the broadcast here that this quarterback, Smith, is not going to throw anything long. He's going to keep everything short. These receivers for Lancaster Catholic, they really run some good patterns. They look for the seam. They look for the open area.
Yeah, very sharp passing game so far tonight for the Crusaders. So the Red Tornadoes with their backs against the wall, already trailing in this game 10-7. Haberstroh is going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Lancaster Catholic. And they'll move out to a 16-7 lead here with the extra point attempt to come. And it's almost automatic with McCall here kicking for the Crusaders. So the fumble at the 33-yard line proves to be deadly for the Red Tornadoes as they give up another touchdown. McCall puts it up, and it is good. So the score at the 6:58 mark of the second quarter, Lancaster Catholic 17, their Red Tornadoes 7. So the Red Tornadoes got to regroup here a little bit, Wayne. They're down for the first time in the second game of the season here now.
Yeah, truly not much to say other than, put your chin straps on and let's start playing a little bit of defense. They're just moving the ball at will now up and down the field. You just have to start playing the game.
All right, McCall will get ready to boot it for the Crusaders. The same group that he's been kicking to, Haynes, DeMarco, and
Pulowski.
I keep forgetting
number
21's name there, Pulowski. This will go in the direction of DeMarco, and DeMarco, it'll roll into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. You don't run any kickoffs back from this guy.
No, you don't. You don't get very good field position out of it either. Again, the Tornadoes starting on the 20-yard line. The last 3 kickoffs that he had put us in the end zone.
All right, Washleski trots into that Red Tornado huddle. They'll start off in the familiar I formation. He has Haynes in back of Demetrius now. Morose is out to the right, but it goes to Demetrius right up the middle, and Demetrius will gain a couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
And, you know, now there's the second play in a row that Haynes didn't touch the ball. I would assume we're trying to keep him a little bit stronger out there rather than feeding him the ball every play. We tried to go to Kanovich and now to Demetrius on a straight drive.
Nothing fancy from the Red Tornadoes. Exact same formation again here. And this time we go to the option. We get it to
Haynes.
Haynes deep. Haynes makes a nice move. Haynes is still on his feet, and he'll take it up to the 29-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 1. Made a nice move at the last minute there to cut back upfield and gain some yardage.
I'll tell you what, the Crusaders played that quite well. They had the corner man come up, protect to the outside, the defensive end protected to the outside, and turn Haynes back up to the inside. But you see the experience and the strength of Haynes. He picks up nine yards on that play where maybe he only should have picked up 1 or 2.
All right, as McCracken split out wide left. But he'll keep it on a keeper, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
And then some.
He goes up to the 34-yard line of the Red Tornadoes for its 1st and 10.
Actually picked up 5 yards that time. Some nice blocking. Steck leading the blocking, number 60 that time. He is the center, and you know, he's the go-to man. You need somebody blocked right there.
Well, completely power football here. We're using the tight end. We split the guy opposite the tight end, far to the left, and run out of the I formation. I mean, we're doing nothing, to try to fool you here. We're going right at it. Now, Washleski, plenty of time. He has his man down there, and he was trying to hit Menapace, the 88, down along the 50-yard line, and Colin couldn't hold on.
I'll tell you what happened. Morose was the man split to the outside, and his defender had fallen down, and he was free. He was standing down behind everybody. Nobody on him whatsoever. Marcus elected to throw to number 88, Menapace.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. We have about 5:05 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Again, back to pass. We're looking for a screen pass, and it is absolutely eaten alive down there. Now, there's going to be a face mask penalty at the last second, but it's not going to take away from the fact that number 25 down there, Alan Berlucci, completely blew the play. He beat 2 blockers.
Yes, he did.
And made the tackle. So the penalty, what we need to see is whether it's an incidental penalty, as he was wrestling with them trying to bring him down, or if they give him the big one. My guess it'll go incidental, but I'm not sure. That's what happens when I guess. So it's the big one, and it'll take the ball up over the 40-yard line, just inside the Red Tornado 42-yard line, 1st and 10. So Berlucci makes a great play.
Oh, he did.
And then as he's wrestling around with 3 guys trying to bring him down, he grabs his face mask and causes a 15-yarder. This time we have Kovaleski and Morose, but we're going to go to Haynes, and Haynes straight ahead out to about the 49-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down coming up in 8. Havastro on the stop for the Crusaders.
I think on that, no, he's back in. Bellucci was out there, I think, for one play. He's back in and was looking around a little bit after that. After that face mask.
He got hit by a bunch of guys at the same time as he was making the tackle down there. So he made a heck of a play. It's just unfortunate he grabbed that face mask. Haynes. This time Haynes trying to get his way outside, and hanging on to him is Berlucci.
He came from the left side of the defensive line. He blitzed from that side. Nobody's picking him up over there. on the weak side, on the backside as it is called. And he's making the tackle because Haynes is looking for the hole to open up, and he's making the tackle on short gains. If somebody would pick him up, Haynes would be picking up a lot more yardage.
All right, 3rd down and 5 now for the Red Tornadoes. The ball in Crusader territory at the Crusader 48.
DeMarco goes in. Of course, Haynes comes out, takes a rest, deservedly so.
Morose and just couldn't hold on. And flag. Now, this is the exact same play on the other side of the field that Morose was involved in on his own, and now he's involved on the other side of it as Haberstroh took him out of bounds. And again, it was a high pass. They couldn't possibly know whether he caught it.
You're right.
They're just hitting him, but it's going to cause an unsportsmanlike penalty for the hit out of bounds. And 2 big penalties now keep the Red Tornado drive alive.
Now, again, here's a case where Marcus has to learn to take a little bit off that pass.
Throw it too hard.
Way too hard. It was only a short pass, and I know he's trying to pinpoint it, but, when you try to throw it too hard like that, it sails on you, it takes off, and you saw what happened with Morose.
So it takes the ball all the way down to the Crusader 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. That's 30 yards in penalties in this drive alone.
On the last 2 plays?
Yeah, back to back. Fake the end around. He has Morose down there, and Morose bumps in to Shank, number 7, down there in the corner, and can't get to the ball. Shank was in good position, actually fooled for a second, but he was playing so deep that he was able to recover.
Yeah. And that's what he's backing up. Morose is the only one out on the pass pattern, so he's giving him a little bit of running room inside. Let him throw, to the short pass, but taking the long pass off him, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, in that situation, you'll see him line up again. Look how deep he is going to line up now. You might want to turn on him a little bit, maybe 10 yards up. Blitz coming, and Haynes will take it inside the 30 down to the Crusader 26-yard line.
Nice run by James Haynes that time off the left tackle, between the tackle and guard for the Tornadoes. Picks up some big yardage that time, about 7 yards, 3 yards short of the 1st down.
So a big 3rd down play for the Red Tornadoes to keep this drive going. That time the Crusaders were in an all-out blitz on the other side of where the ball was going.
Seems like it's on the wide side of the field that they're blitzing. They're bringing that closest to their bench. They're bringing that guy.
Demetrius now on the outside, and Demetrius bulls his way down to the 21-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. That's just lower my head and knock you down football there.
That time they caught Bellucci. He was playing in the slot position, just right off his defensive end, and we curled around him and trapped him to the inside.
2 minutes exactly remaining here in the 1st half of play. The Red Tornadoes trail 17-7, but are down at the Crusader 21-yard line with a 1st down. This time, Kovaleski and Morose are going wide right. He keeps Demetrius as the lone back in the backfield, and he drops back and looks downfield. He's got plenty of time. He's being chased around. He lets it rip. He's got a man wide open, but he's out of the end zone. He had Kovaleski wide open, but just couldn't get the ball to him, way over his head. Kovaleski was trying to tiptoe on that end line and couldn't stay in bounds anyway. So 2nd down and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, it looked like Marcus was going to take off and run that time, and when he did, the defender on Kovaleski released to come up to protect to the outside, and of course Kovaleski back there all by himself. Those are the types of plays that you wish you had back again. You had 1 more second left that we could run that play. Quinn McCracken far right, Kovaleski in the slot.
It's Demetrius, and Demetrius inside the 10-yard line, down at the 9-yard line. Just
Again,
outside the 9. We'll see if he picked the first down up where he landed up at.
And it looks like he did. First down, first and goal from about the 9-yard line. And again, it was the fake pass to the flat.
Yeah.
Handoff with his left hand to Demetrius.
All right, back into that I formation now. Haynes and back at Demetrius. Moreau's out to the right, and it's Haynes. And this time Haynes bulls his way down, but he'll pick up 1 yard on the play. It'll bring up second and goal from the 8 for the Red Tornadoes. 1:02 remaining in this first half of play, and the Red Tornadoes need to step the pace up a little bit as they're inside of a minute now. And now the Red Tornadoes call timeout.
The Crusaders, when they set their defense up, they're overloading the short side of the field with their defense, and the wide side of the field, they're sort of spreading their men out a little bit. We keep running to the tight side of the field.
So time a little bit of a factor. The Red Tornadoes have all of their timeouts. They just took their first one. They have 2 more remaining here. So plenty of time with 54 seconds remaining here on the clock in the first half. An offensive showcase tonight for both of these teams.
Yeah, both of these teams are playing some outstanding offensive football. If this is what you like to see, and see some big yardage and some great running and blocking on the offensive side, you're enjoying this game tonight, that's for sure.
All right, Washlewski trots it back into that huddle with the instructions now as they get ready. We have Goins in the lineup now, so we'll go with a tight end in this position, and the 2 wide receivers having a little trouble figuring out where to line up. Menapace and Moroz, they now split wide right and left, and we're in that shot, or the keeper by 1 step. He needed 1 step, and he would have been in the end zone. The ball hit the ground, and there's a timeout, but it's I don't believe there's a fumble. Nobody's calling it a fumble as Washlewski gets up. Now, I don't know if that was a design play for a quarterback sneak, although he was 1 step away from taking it in the end zone.
Well, if that was the called play, especially with Haynes, the way he's running tonight, picking up 5 yards at a clip, maybe Marcus had a little bit of trouble with the ball and couldn't come back up out of the center.
Sure.
That might be.
I couldn't tell what was going on. I mean, it's not a play we've seen like that, but again, it would have worked.
Right.
Quite frankly, had he gotten that extra step, he would have went in. So we're going to take the tight end out of the formation now. Kovaleski will go into it, so we'll have 2 wideouts as Washlewski comes in. It's 3rd and 9 now for the Red Tornadoes. There are 47 seconds remaining here in the half.
I think give it to Haynes and let him run to the wide side of the field. Give him some running room there and let him move to an open area.
Pass play for the Red Tornadoes.
Tip.
And it's tipped down there at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to hit Kovaleski, and it's 4th down and 9 for the touchdown for the Red Tornadoes. So 44 seconds, plenty of time. Actually, they only used about 10 seconds for the last 3 plays, but now they have their back to the wall here with a 4th down.
All receivers are going to come in this time.
Well, Pulowski actually goes into that lineup, and Kovaleski comes out of it. So we'll see where Pulowski lines up at. Pulowski will get into that slot position now. So we're favoring the left side here. And we put Haynes in the opposite direction. And we look over and we look and look and look, and it's a screen pass. Perfectly set up for Pulowski. That was a touchdown. Had Pulowski been able to hold it, was too tall. But that was perfect.
It was a perfect call. The ball was thrown entirely too high for Pulowski. He couldn't reach the ball. That was a touchdown. That was a great call from the sidelines there.
So the Red Tornadoes turned the ball over on downs at the 9-yard line. The Crusaders take over with 40 seconds here left. Tornadoes are a little bit confused about who should be on defense here, as Haynes has come out, and now Demetrius will go into that lineup. And let's give a quick count, guys. Make sure that everybody's in the game here.
Yeah, we got 11 guys on the field.
The Crusaders will take a knee. They're very happy to go into the halftime with a 17-7 lead here. So they will not stop the clock. The Red Tornadoes have no intention of stopping the clock, and we'll watch it count down. The Lancaster Catholic will have to run one more kneel down for this to work. And that will be the end of the first half of play here with the score. The Lancaster Catholic Crusaders 17, the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel area 7. And I remind all of you listening to the webcast tonight that you are listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel Area High School, and you are listening to us on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. Okay, gang, we're back here getting ready to start the second half of play here in the Silver Bowl. But first, while we were at home, we have the added pleasure of having Jose live with us down on the stadium field down below us. Here you can see him, and he's going to give us the first half stats, and it should be a real offensive statistical moment for you, Jose.
Well, not really, Warren. It's really been a pretty defensive game, and the numbers aren't that great. Lancaster Catholic, 15 rushes for 45 yards. That's only 3 yards a pop. So defensively against the run, we're not doing that bad. Passing, they're 6 of 7 for 76. So a total offense of 121 yards in the first half, 8 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 22 rushes for 116 yards, 3 of 9 passing for 18 for a total of 134 with 9 first downs. Leading rushing Mount Carmel, James Haynes, 13 for 65. Julius Demetrius, 5 for 41. DeMarco, 1 for 5, and Kanovich, 1 for 0. And I think what we're going to remember best about the first half is the kicker, number 1. He's obviously a big-time prospect. The way he kicks, he has a great leg. But missed opportunity at the end of this half just may come back to haunt us in his football game.
Well, I mean, it's fairly obvious to the people watching here tonight and listening in on the webcast that we are truly struggling in the passing game.
Yeah, we are, and I don't understand it. Marcus just seems to be rushing things a little bit, but, he's going to put it back together. He'll be all right. This opportunity at the end, though, I think it really scares me that we missed that one. It should have been a 17-14 game, and if you're a real optimist, it should be 14-10 because the turnover down here didn't do any good either. But we obviously can play with this outfit, and I just think we have to suck it up in the second half, and I think we can come back into this football game.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's 17-7, and a lot of times you get a little bit nervous there, but I have to agree. I think that we're in this football game. We need to make a stop in the second half. We need to stop them a couple of times, and obviously we seem to be able to run the ball very well. We're moving around, and we're going to have to complete a couple of passes. That's the only way we're going to beat them, I think, is to spread them out a little bit, and get Haynes some running room with that passing game.
Well, I think we had some routes that were open. We just didn't hit them. And you're right, spreading them out a little bit, and then it would have opened things up better for Julius and James. And they're both running very strong tonight. Very happy with the way both of them are running. And you're right, the first possession in the third quarter, they get the ball, if I'm right. No, we get the ball.
We get the ball.
We get the ball. We're going to have to do something with it. We always say it's the key possession of the football game, and we have to take it downfield and do something with it.
Well, a big part of this first half, and if you look at just the 2 games we played now, go back to last week and the field position we had. This week, no field position. This kid kicks it out of the end zone every time he kicks off.
No, you're right. And once he crosses the 50, there's a 3 up there. So we have to keep him in our own territory, and we have to play tough D. And 121 yards. It's not a bad defensive effort, considering we played it in our territory. So we didn't do that badly, but we're going to have to get a little tougher in the second half.
All right, Jose, thank you, and we'll talk to you at the end of the game then.
Okay, Warren and Wayne, see you later.
Yep.
All right, you heard it from Jose. A lot of offense, but not as much as we thought. I mean, sometimes you look at a game and it's a little bit different in the actual statistics of it. Yeah.
On the paper, but the important thing is when you look here, Lancaster's moving the ball up and down the field at will, which sort of surprised me a little bit because last week our defensive line did an excellent job of making that initial hit, letting the linebackers and the defensive backs come up and make the tackle. And you're right. It was a big miscue by not scoring at the end. We get the ball back here at the beginning of the second half, and if you score here, you would have taken the lead in the game. Yep. We're moving the ball also up and down the field, and that is the plus. It's not like we're stagnant and we can't move the ball. We have more yardage on the ground than the Crusaders, but not the points on the scoreboard where it really counts.
Well, we're basically playing power football, and we're doing very well at it, as you said. I mean, we're not fancy here. This is a high formation, and we're not throwing a lot of kinks into the game. It's basically straightforward one way, the other way. Inside the tackles a lot of times. We ran one option play.
That's it.
Didn't try to get outside the tackle much after that, and we've had very good success. So Yeah, the key to, again, I think, will be the passing game. The problem we're having with the Crusaders is that we can stop the run a little bit, but then he throws the ball.
Yeah.
So he has us loosened up. Even the linebackers are taking that extra step backward now to try to protect. That's what we have to get the Crusaders to do. I think if you give this running game even another yard or so crease, you're going to see some big production out of it here in the second half. But the key is that we have to throw the ball, and we have to start getting accurate doing it.
Yeah, and the key also on offense is to pick up the blitz from the weaker backside. Bellucci he's coming in from that side quite a bit and still making a tough tackle, maybe only a yard down the field or even in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, there's some kids out there that are really playing. And this sophomore quarterback for the Crusaders, Smith, really everything we heard about and then some. This kid can play, Kyle Smith. He's 6'3". He's a real good-looking quarterback, a real athlete, 180 pounds. So we need to throttle him a little bit. Haberstroh's had some nice runs, but as we said, running-wise, we're doing a nice job against the Crusaders. Don't have to worry about that as much. But we need to get up some points on the board, and we need to throw the ball a little bit more accurately than we have been. All right, McCall getting ready to kick off, and I won't even worry about the run back so far.
Yeah.
This one's actually going to stay out of the end zone at the 5-yard line, and Haynes brings it up, and Haynes finds a nice crease, and Haynes is loose. And Haynes waits for his blockers, and Haynes takes it out over the 45-yard line, out to the 47-yard line, first down, Red Tornado.
I like his little juke move there on about the 35-yard line where he double steps and tries to fake out the defender. He waited, and he made a good move there. He waited for number 21, I think that's Justin Colokas, to come up and try to make a block to release him towards the outside.
All right, 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes, good field position. They're in the I formation, and it's going to be DeMarco. And DeMarco has some room to the outside, and DeMarco will get pushed out of bounds down at the Crusaders' 38-yard line. He'll be about a yard short of the first down.
I'll take that back. Number 21 is Pulowski, Justin Pulowski, trying to make the block to spring Haynes.
And it's marked just short of the first down. Stay up a second and less than a yard.
All right, second down and a good yard now for the first down as DeMarco picks up 9 on the opening play. And DeMarco stays in the offense now, and he has Kanovich, the big fullback, in front of him. In fact, when you see them together, he can hide behind Kanovich, and you wouldn't even see him. Kanovich, a nice block. He's going to pick up.
Well, he's going to be close to the first down. I think this one's going to be maybe measured, depending on where he places it. First down, he calls it. No line, no chains coming out this time.
First and 10, ball now on the 42-yard line.
Tornadoes coming out in the second half here with a little bit of enthusiasm. And again, as usual, we always see Tornadoes doing that. Coach goes in there and wreaks havoc in that locker room.
All right, the up back now, Demetrius. And Demetrius picks up some nice yardage down inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line.
Pick up a good tough 3.5 yards by Julius Demetrius. He was the up back this time. Haynes fakes the rollout to the right side, and that's the wide side of the field.
Second and 7.
Jared Morgan, number 2, into that offensive lineup for the Tornadoes, brings the play in.
All right, back to the familiar eye. Haynes and back at Demetrius. This time, Moreau's on the short side of the field. Along the Red Tornado sideline, we're going to go with the option, and it's Haynes.
And
Haynes has some room for that option.
He's got
Haynes
the
is down the
corner.
sideline. Haynes is going to pick up some big yardage, and he's still on his feet inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 19-yard line. A big run by James Haynes.
Yeah, James, I'll tell you what, looking down there, you could see him when he gets bottled up. He's looking. Here it is here. Nice pitch. This is one of the first times all night we've actually gone completely to the outside. And I still think giving James Haynes the outside, the wide side of the field is your game right now, especially with his speed and his strength.
They'll put the ball down at the 20-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 from the 20. Haynes out of the backfield now, and DeMarco goes back in. He'll be behind Demetrius. We have 2 guys wide left in the formation, but we go with DeMarco, and DeMarco's bottled up, and DeMarco will lose a couple of yards on the play.
That sort of looked like a busted play. I don't know. As you're looking at that play, it looks like Marcus turned to his right to fake it, and nobody was there. And then turned around on the backside to the left side of the offensive line for the handoff to DeMarco. And of course, by that time, there was the whole defensive line in to make that tackle.
Brings up a second down and a long 12, almost 13 on the loss for the Red Tornadoes. So Haynes comes back in now. And this time we go with Moreau's wide right and Morgan wide left. Morgan will come in motion across the formation. And we go on the opposite side for the pitch.
Nice pitch.
Demetrius.
Nice
what a run by Haynes.
Yep.
He completely jumped over Dwayne Worthy, number 20.
Did you see that? Excellent play by James Haynes.
Watch the replay here, folks. Take a look at this move.
He hurdles right over the top of number 20 for the Crusaders.
You don't see this too often, folks.
There it is. Look at that.
Inside the 14.
That's what you call putting your head down and not seeing where the runner is at.
It brings up a 3rd and 4, and a 9-yard gain for Haynes. And now they go into the power backfield, a heavy eye. Kanovich, the other fullback, now in the backfield, and they go that direction. And Haynes is going to run right into number 20 this time, Worthy. And Worthy has all he can to bring him down at the 11-yard line.
11, and it's about the 10.5. He's got about 6 inches to go for the first down. It's going to be a 4th down here.
Haynes getting up a little bit gingerly there as he's going to wander back into the huddle. So Worthy, who got completely jumped over in the play before, does heroic action to keep the Red Tornadoes about a half a yard short of the first down. Haynes comes out of the Red Tornado backfield now, and DeMarco takes his place. We stay in that heavy eye, and we're shifted to the left of the formation in it.
They come in with a 6-man line.
It goes to the fullback. He picked up the first down. He's down to the 9, inside the 10-yard line, almost a 9. It's 1st and goal for the Red Tornadoes.
Some good blocking by the offensive line by the Tornadoes. They come down and jump into a 6-man line. Your blocking schemes are now a little bit different. You still have to open up that hole. And of course, DeMarco picks up that first down. Critical.
That's Demetrius.
Oh, was it Demetrius?
Demetrius picked up the first down on a hard run.
Just straight ahead blocking. You just had to, get the Crusaders off that line of scrimmage.
Haynes has some room there, and Haynes will bull his way down to the 7-yard line. Pick up a 2 on the play. We'll give it a second down, and so let's say second down and 7. Almost 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7 goal.
Number 57, Corey Ford.
You got to keep James Haynes in this football game, either as a decoy or as you're carrying back. Of course, down here, if it was me, he'd carry the ball all 4 times.
All right, we have the tight end a step back off the line of scrimmage to the left. And we fake it to Haynes, and we're going to go, and it's Wachaleski, and he looks downfield, and I think he was heading for Menapace, to tell you the truth. It was low.
The ball, the initial receiver, your first primary receiver, was Moreau's number 9. He was down in the corner. But when Marcus rolled out,
he should have ran it.
He recovered. He should have.
He had more room that way.
You are correct. He should have ran that ball in. He would have been down close to the goal line.
All right, 3rd down now and goal from the 7. 7:04 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Tornadoes on their initial play. Haynes on a toss on the option, and Haynes takes it in for the touchdown. A hard-fought 7-yard run by James Haynes, and the Red Tornadoes are on the scoreboard at 17-13 with the attempt that will follow, but a nice 7-yard run. Here you see the replay. The pitch out goes to Haynes, Haynes moving to the right side of the formation. He finds the sideline. He outruns Shank as Shank was trying to hold on to him, but as soon as he made the turn, he was into the end zone for the score.
Did you see the strength on Haynes? He turns that corner. That kid had dead to right on him on the 5-yard line, and he just ripped right out of his reach.
Wasilewski in for the extra point attempt, and he puts it up, and it's good. And the score now at the 6:56 mark of the third quarter here in the Silver Bowl. It's the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders 17, the Red Tornadoes 14.
Here it is. This is the key right now. The Tornadoes now go on defense. And you take a look at the statistics that Jose gave us. They're not indicative to what we had seen.
No.
Lancaster Catholic, of course, the Crusaders had moved the ball down at will, passing the ball, running the ball, straight dives. This is where the Tornadoes must step up and must stop them on this series.
I tell you, a nice crowd here tonight for the Red Tornadoes, and an animated crowd. They are loud and in the game right now. All right, we're going to be kicking off now, and as we heard last night at Supper Club, there's like 5 guys that can actually kick off for the Red Tornadoes. So as you see now, Haynes did some of the kickoff, and now you're going to see Wasilewski do the kickoff, and there's 2 or 3 other guys who you'll see throughout the year. Menapace being one of them, who also can do the kickoff. So.
Menapace was only a 4-step kick. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he put it down there pretty good.
So Wasilewski now on the kickoff for the Red Tornadoes. And he lets it rip straight down the field, and he's going down here to Worthy. Worthy at the 15-yard line. Worthy trying to get outside. He eludes one tackle, and he's going to be brought down in there by DeMarco at the 26-yard line.
Haynes makes the initial hit there. There is a flag on the play. We were offside on that right side of the kickoff team, so I would assume that ball's going to come back, and we're going to kick that over again, 5 yards deeper.
And we'll see what the Crusaders want to do here. The part of the football game that we didn't talk a lot about was field position. The Crusaders have enjoyed it. The Red Tornadoes have not. And we'll see here now. They're at their 26, which is probably as far back as they've started all night. And in truth, you're right. They are going to make the Red Tornadoes re-kick. I don't blame them for that, to tell you the truth.
You're right.
None of us on the Red side of the ball have the leg that McCall does on their side. So they're gonna get even better field position. Now, strangely enough, they flip-flop and they take Worthy out and put Shank in his place. So Shank replaces the ball carrier on the previous kickoff, and he'll be flanked on the other side by Gibbons, number 24, Kevin Gibbons.
James Haynes comes out on that kickoff team, and maybe rightly so. This kid needs a little bit of rest. It is a very hot, humid night. I mean, for the second football game, last week was nicer. It was a little bit cooler for them, but this is atrocious tonight. And wearing all that gear and doing the amount of tough running that he's doing, he deserves a little bit of a rest here.
Okay, Wasilewski's ready to go, and he lets it rip. And this time, a short kick, and it goes right to the up man, right at midfield. And this was not what the Red Tornadoes wanted to do. Andrew Millay recovers the odd kick from Wasilewski and the Crusaders, and this is absolutely what the Red Tornadoes did not need, was to get the ball on the 50-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how that kid caught that. I mean, that was a bullet
shot right at him. Yeah,
right at him, and he makes the catch.
So whatever can go wrong here seems to go wrong once in a while for the Red Tornadoes as they go offside and then have a very short kickoff on the second attempt. So Smith will bring him in, and Smith will line up in the shotgun. He has Berlucci next to him. Everybody is out to his left. He rolls that way, and a flag falls instantly. Chicatano chasing him, and he's going to get around the corner. And he's still on his feet, and he's going to get bulled down there around the 43-yard line.
Yeah.
But it's an illegal shift for the Crusaders, and they'll march him back 5 yards. That's the first time we saw the quarterback actually run on a design run play the entire evening.
Yeah, they're trying to catch the defensive end lagging on the inside, and that's what happened that time. They caught him on the inside. They got around. That was a 9-yard pickup.
15 from the Lancaster Catholic 45.
All right, shotgun formation.
Yep.
Takes a straight drop. It looks right down the middle of the field, and he's looking for a receiver number 6 down there, Swigert. And Swigert got a hand on it. He was well covered by Clokas and Kovaleski.
Yeah, he did. He reached out. He did get a hand on it. You know what they say? You get a hand on the ball, you should have caught it. And that, I'll tell you what.
The only guys that say that are quarterbacks.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
Especially the guy that's throwing the ball. Is that what you're saying?
Swigert would have had to have 12-inch fingers. He was thinking of hauling that baby in.
Second and 15.
But I tell you what, though, that was still out there. He put that just about on the money.
Yeah,
for
he had
him.
a nice touch on it. Really did. There you saw the replay, how close he was actually bringing it in. All right, brings up second down and 15 from the Crusader 45-yard line. This time Smith will go under center. He has Berlucci in back of him. And he puts Shank in motion. He pitches to Shank. And Shank is looking for some room, and he finds it finally. And the ball's on the ground.
Make the tackle. Too many arm tackles out there.
I thought the ball's on the ground, but Shank picks up 5 or 6 more yards than he should have. And he's in the Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 44-yard line. It brings up third down and about 6.
Yeah, Demko did what he needed to do that time. He got penetration into the backfield of Lancaster Catholic and turned the ball carrier back to the inside of the field. Now, once you do that, you would expect your safety and wide out to come up and make that tackle.
All right, Smith out of the shotgun, this time under some pressure.
Look at,
and he's got his man wide open down there. Is number 12 for the Crusaders, Travis Jankowski. And Jankowski is behind the Tornado defense again, and he takes it in for the touchdown. And the Red Tornado backfield now is absolutely confused about what they're supposed to be doing back there.
Yeah, they are at this point actually yelling at each other, and that doesn't help the situation either. You want to sort of group together and see where the problem is at. This is the third time that somebody has gone behind them untouched, makes the catch, and goes in for the score.
All right, McCall in for the almost automatic extra point, and he puts it up and puts it over the stands this time as he's getting closer to the highway. And the score now, the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders 24, the Red Tornadoes 14 at the 5:26 mark. And defensively, the Red Tornadoes have got one. They're not putting any pressure on the quarterback whatsoever. Now they had a little bit that time, but he got away a clean pass. And you get beat that badly, somebody better get in the huddle there and figure out who's supposed to be where and when, because they are confusing our defensive backfield. The Red Tornadoes now back to recover the kick from the Crusaders as McCall will tee it up, and we'll see if he puts it in the end zone. The first time he didn't put it in the end zone, it cost him as Haynes brought it out to near the 50-yard line. So I'm sure Coach Harbaugh said to him, hey, try to get it back in the end zone again. We can't contain this kid.
Number 37, Carmel kicking off.
It's going to be a low kick, and they're going to let it go. It's going to go out of bounds, so the Red Tornadoes will get the ball at the 35-yard line. And that's the first mistake McCall's made all night.
Yep.
You realize we're at the 5:26 mark of the third quarter. Nobody's punted yet.
You know what? You're absolutely correct. Ball's moving up and down the field quite rapidly. That's for darn sure. In both directions, unfortunately.
Okay, Washleski brings them in. And again, the problem now with the Red Tornadoes is they can run the ball at will, but I don't know how much time they're going to have. They need to get the ball in the air a little bit to get a quick strike.
Yep. They're moving the ball, even though it's 10 yards, picking up those first downs, but it's a lot of time off the clock.
A blitz coming. They move away from the blitz and they pitch it to Haynes, and Haynes finds a little bit of a pathway there, and he'll be brought down by Gibbons finally, but not till he gets out to the 40-yard line. A gain of about 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Gain of 5.
Almost 5
We
on
need
the
a little
play.
bit of a little extra blocking downfield. James Haynes is making some good moves in the backfield, but as soon as he gets in that linebacker crew, there's always 1 or 2 guys that are still standing that are making those initial tackles.
The Crusaders see something there because every time we've run the option, they've come hard off the other side.
Yeah.
So they're seeing in the formation, but they're not seeing what we're running. And actually gives him a little bit more room because everybody has crashed the other side of the ball. Haynes again with a big opening this time. Demetrius made a nice block down there, and Haynes has crossed over the 45-yard line out to the 47. It's first
down. Good run by James Haynes.
Again, they can't contain Haynes.
No.
The bottom line is they can't. But I say again, we got to put the ball in the air to win the game. We've got to get some room here.
Well, the thing is, you got to do that, but you got to take some pressure off of Haynes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, this kid's carrying the ball in this humidity and heat, and he's not going to last much longer. He's got to be a tired kid.
Berlucci comes out of the game, and Hans Kessler replaced. Berlucci got a little bit shaken up there. He's already wearing a cast, and that's what he was holding when he left the game. Berlucci having a good game at linebacker for the Crusaders. This time a penalty flag flies on the first down play. It'll almost
Bring us back.
go against the Red Tornadoes and make it 1st and 15.
Illegal procedure against the Red Tornadoes. 5-yard penalty back to the 40.
They don't want to lose Berlucci, I'm sure. He has had a great game, but he got shaken up on that last Haynes run.
Yeah.
And he was holding, he was holding his arm, which already had a cast on it, so I can't imagine, you know, how much that must hurt. They've already had a cast on it, so we'll see if he returns to the game. But they have replaced him with Hans Kessler, number 42, in that linebacker position. Here comes the Crusaders. Moreau's with the ball. Moreau's is going to pick up 5 yards, almost 7 yards on the pass play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes.
Nice little flat pass. Moreau's looks like Kovaleski had cleared out the zone for him, and Moreau's just a little square out, gets out into the flats, and picks up a good 7 yards for the Tornado.
Neil Fox on the stop in the coverage for the Crusaders.
And the most important thing here, it stops the clock. That's the other thing.
Okay, we go back in that I formation. Now out to the left is Kovaleski and Moreau's, and they signal out to both of those receivers. And he will go straight back and give it to Haynes. And Haynes, oh my goodness, look at Haynes.
Great run by James Haynes again. My hat off to this kid. He is playing a fantastic football game. Some great blocking up in the center of that line. Steck is in there. You know, the center for the Tornadoes. But I'll tell you what, Haynes is running some tough handoffs here.
That was another 8-yard gain. It's first. They're going to measure it, but I thought he had the first down. Let me see what they do here. They're going to measure this. But what a tough run. I mean, he is just bullying his way through the Crusader defense right now. Stretch that chain, and he's not going to make it. He's a little bit short, less than a yard. So it'll bring up 3rd down and less than 1 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball sitting just about squarely on the Crusader 45-yard line. .325 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play at the Silver Bowl. The Tornadoes trail 24-14. Washaleski, and this is the second time we've seen Washaleski try to gain 6 inches and gain 4 yards instead. So down to the 41-yard line goes Washaleski on the quarterback keeper, and it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Now on the interior of that line, it looks like number 56 is Billy Juraski. Number 66, left guard Kyle Higgins. The center, of course, number 60, Chris Steck. The right guard, number 59, Dave Tom Tishon. And the right tackle, 70, Zach Woods.
But nothing fancy. The same lineup each time. We don't change formations much. Downfield, and it's Moreau's down at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Wasn't sure if Moreau's held on to this. He was bobbling it back and forth there, but here you'll see the replay. Again, Wamshleski, no pressure, looks downfield, and he has Moroz, and Moroz right at the 30-yard line where it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
2:26 left in the third quarter. Tornadoes have to move that ball. Keep killing the clock like they are. First down. Chains are set. Clock is now down to 2:15.
Demetrius in that quick opener gains about a yard on the play, and will bring up second down and second down a long 9. He didn't get much out of that where the spot was. In fact, he didn't get anything out of it.
You think that would work, don't you? Demetrius is the lead blocker. When Haynes carries the ball, he picks up 5-6 yards. Now Haynes fakes to the right. You'd think that the man that is screening him would automatically go in that direction and leave that hole open. And Demetrius, that play has not worked yet tonight.
All right, Pulowski off the slot there. We're going to keep the keeper. He was looking at the option, and Wamshleski said, okay, I'll keep it. And Wamshleski takes it down to the 21-yard line.
That was a good play by Marcus Wamshleski. Really smart. He had the cornerback and the defensive end come back into the position to take on Haynes to stop him. Left a big gap for Marcus Wamshleski, and that was the move he needed to make. Just step it up on the inside and take it straight down the field.
1:04 remaining now in the third quarter. The Red Tornadoes down to the Crusader 22-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 2 now. Haynes will get you those 2 yards and then some as he goes down to the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he certainly makes people pay for trying to tackle him. Number 24 is now picking the grass out of his face guard.
Here's the replay. Watch the hit right at the end of the play that he puts on him.
Right there, look at boom, and then sits on his head.
All right, it's 1st and 10 now from the 15-yard line for the Red Tornadoes as they once again are marching on offense. Demetrius this time, and Demetrius will pull over the 15 down to the 13-yard line, 2nd and 8.
Actually, he ran over the tackle. He put the tackle number 79 on his back and bowled him over.
We just can't get much movement out of for Demetrius. And the other thing I notice is we always run that play to the left.
Yes.
Not to the right. We run it to the left all the time. Now that will bring an end to the third quarter of play here. Again, with the score, the Red Tornadoes 14, the Crusaders 24. And remind our webcast listeners out there on the World Wide Web, you're listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel Area High School. And you, of course, are listening on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. Let me also remind everybody, we talked a little bit about in the first half. Let me go over it real quick in the second half. And I said I'll talk to you about this at the upcoming Southern game. The Sack Hunger campaign will take place at the Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area football games Friday, September 21st. Trucks of each school will be decorated in their respective school colors and parked outside the entrance to Kemp Memorial Stadium from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Show your support for your team and your community by donating canned goods to the appropriately decorated truck. All food donated will benefit Nana for the Many in Shamokin and the Shepherd's Pantry in Mount Carmel. The event is co-sponsored by the Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area ministeriums. And believe me, folks, I don't know if you know this or not. I have limited experience with the Shepherd's Pantry.
That's right.
I have some people that I work with that are very involved in it. But if you don't think that there are people out there that need your help food-wise, and I know it's hard to believe, in this day and age, but there are people out there that are scrambling for a good meal, and especially younger kids. So, it doesn't take much to bring a can or two of food with you to that Shamokin game and drop it off in one of those trucks. So we'll talk about this at the upcoming Southern game on Friday night. But we want to remind everybody to do their best for the Sack Hunger campaign. All right, we start the fourth quarter. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 13 of the Crusaders for the Red Tornadoes. Marcus Wamshleski looks downfield. He has Moroz, and Moroz will be taken out of bounds down at the 5-yard line, which will be very close to the first down. In fact, I think he has the first down. He's inside the 5 now.
we'll see. Yeah.
If he put the ball first around the 6, now he's down at the 4. But if he's at where he's standing, it's first down.
Yes,
It's
it
first
is.
and
They're
goal from the just outside the 4-yard line. Let's say the 5. First and goal from the 5 of the Red Tornadoes.
A good pass by Marcus Wasilewski. Good catch by Morose, and a nice second effort by Morose. He spun to the inside and, tried to get out of bounds and picks up the first down.
High formation, Demetrius in front of Haynes. It's Demetrius on the quick opener, and Demetrius will pick up a couple of yards down to the 3. Second and goal from the 3-yard line.
Tough 3 yards that time. And again, it's just amazing. They're keying on Haynes, but yet you think that one play, and we've run power I to that side. Haynes picks up 6-7 yards on a clip when we run it to that side. But yet when we fake Haynes to the right, Julius cannot make it through that. There's always one person there.
Haynes. And Haynes is going to be down to
That,
the
I'll tell you what.
1-yard line.
He's down on the 1, and the Crusaders actually put him there by tackling him backwards.
Well, the Crusader that hit him first was 33, Fox, and Fox had him high,
Yep.
and he just carried. Now watch it how 33 will be up in the air almost, trying to tackle Haynes. And you see in the replay, now Haynes should be stopped right here. There's Fox. He carries Fox along, and they just can't get him down, so he ends up down at the 1. It's now 3rd and goal from the 1. We go into the heavy formation. It's heavy right, Kanovich and Demetrius in front of Haynes. And it's Haynes. And Haynes is into the end zone for a Red Tornado touchdown. At the 10:30 mark of the 4th quarter, the Red Tornadoes pull within 4 with the extra point attempt by Wasilewski to follow. And this Red Tornado running attack, Wayne, here you see the 1-yard lunge into the end zone. The Crusaders cannot stop us running. This now will set up the biggest defensive stand that the Red Tornadoes, they absolutely have to stop the Crusaders this time.
Well, the first thing that the important thing that we're going to need here is a decent kickoff. We need the kickoff down deep. Not good.
All right, Morose now. Morose looks in the end zone and just batted away. Nice play by Morose to try to get down to Goins, but they batted away. The extra point no good to score 24-20. Crusaders are up, and the Red Tornadoes get ready to kick off. Actually, that means really nothing. I don't know how much a field goal would have probably come into play tonight anyway. But the Red Tornado faithful are on their feet in front of us here cheering the Red Tornadoes, but it is now all Red Tornado defense. Yeah. That defensive backfield has got to play their hearts out right now.
Yeah, here's the key. This is where I was getting at, the kickoff. We have to get them down about the 35-yard line.
Right.
Every time they've gotten the ball on the kickoff, it's been on the 40, 45, 50-yard line. So you don't want to give them, good field position. You want to give your defense a little bit of breathing room here.
All right, this time we put number 2 back deep, Bagley, alongside of Shank. So, again, that was where Berlucci was lining up. So Berlucci must be hurt enough that he's not coming back into the ball game. I guess he would have normally lined up there. So number 2, Bagley, the junior, now in that deep formation for the Crusaders. Nice kick this time by Wasilewski. He's going to drive Bagley back to about the 18-yard line. Initially stopped, but Bagley on a nice return, and he'll bring it up to the 34-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Crusaders. So you got what you wanted on that, Wayne. They're down inside the 35, and we'll see what the defense can do now.
Yeah, I would have liked the initial hit down on the 20-yard line.
I would have too,
there.
but they couldn't bring him down.
But couldn't bring him down. But again, this is what the Tornadoes needed. They needed some good defensive field position here. Now the defensive backs have to step up. They have to protect.
They have to get some pressure on the quarterback here.
Yes.
They're not going to beat us with the running game, or at least they haven't done that so far. But they've hurt us through the air. Oh! That time they knocked each other down. Big number 66 ran right into the ball carrier, and a loss on the play, and that was truly a mix-up. Here you see it on the replay.
It looks like he might have been the pulling guard.
I don't know how he got out that. Look how deep he is. I'm not sure where he was going, but he put a pretty hard hit on the ball carrier. A loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 13 now for the Crusaders. There you see the time ticking away here.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. The Crusaders are going to have a motion penalty. And you could feel and hear the intensity here in the Silver Bowl as the Red Tornado faithful are on their feet cheering this defense on.
Okay, defense must protect. If you take a look here, we have Quinn McCracken, number 89, comes into the defensive backfield here.
It'll bring up a 2nd down and 18. So the Crusaders now down inside the 30, down at the 27-yard line.
Chicatano down there trying to get everybody. And take a look what's happening now. The Crusaders calling timeout to regroup.
All right, we'll take a moment here to talk about the Red Tornado Supper Club as we do every week. The Supper Club meets every Thursday night at 6:15 in the back room of Matucci's. You are all invited. All of you out there who are Mount Carmel area football fans who want to come down for a night of football to talk about the Red Tornadoes, the game before the game coming up. Of course, we'll be talking tomorrow night about the Southern game. It doesn't get any better than that unless you're talking about the smoking game. So, I mean, it's as good as it gets. Coach Brennan, his coaching staff, some members will be down there. You'll also see 5 or so players. We have the cheerleaders down there going through their grouping there. We'll have 2 of them. Just an absolutely great night. If you are a Red Tornado football fan, you don't want to miss Supper Club. It costs you $5. If you want to eat, fine. If you don't, who cares? Just pay the $5 and you soak up the atmosphere. This is the loudest I've heard this stadium in a long time, Wayne.
Yeah,
Smith in that shotgun. He has plenty of room. He looks downfield and he could not hit his man. Jankowski was down along the sideline, but it would have been a very short game anyway.
It would have been like maybe 3rd down and 9. He would have picked up maybe about 8 yards on that pass.
So a very, very, very big 3rd down about to occur here in the Silver Bowl early in the season of 2007.
And again, you had to watch because the quarterback had enough of room to the outside. They had, again, trapped everybody to the inside from the defensive end position over there. He could have ran that ball that time.
All right, Smith to go back in the shotgun formation. The Tornadoes fake the blitz. He's under a lot of pressure right now. He's looking downfield. He has a receiver, but he overthrew him. Number 84, Zachary Rice, was open for a moment, but Smith couldn't get him the ball. He was under a lot of pressure from number 60, Chris Steck of the Red Tornado.
I don't know if they were trying to run a screen pass to the left side, but there was enough of coverage on that side that he couldn't. He pulled the ball down and he tried to go deep. Although the man was wide open, again, behind the defense, he ended up dropping the ball.
At 9:10 of the 4th quarter, the first punt of the evening.
They want to make sure. They want to make sure they get this ball
and kicks it out of bounds, or at least he kicks it to the boundary there. That's exactly what he was trying to do. He wouldn't kick it to Haynes. The ball will go out of bounds at the 40. Let's say the Red Tornado 48-yard line.
48-yard line. But I'll tell you what, good field position for the Tornadoes now.
Oh, yeah. So the Red Tornadoes take over 1st and 10 from their own 48. They trail 24-20, 9:03 remaining in the ball game. And it's the Red Tornado offense back on the field, and they have been unstoppable tonight.
Yeah, I think every time they've touched the ball, they have scored, except for the end of the first half.
Haynes is going to be stopped initially at the line of scrimmage, but stopping Haynes. Look at Haynes. Oh, my goodness. 9 9 yards for James Haynes. I don't think he could run any harder than that.
No, he was actually tackled. He was hit hard 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He actually was hit so hard he was pushed back 1 yard and takes off, picks up 9 tough yards.
My goodness, they're going to remember his number for a long time on that Lancaster Catholic defense. He has just been murderous out there.
Kanovich, Greg Kanovich goes into that fullback position in front of James Haynes.
Wasilewski back to pass on the first. And he has his man, Kovaleski. Kovaleski wide open at the Crusader 32. It was 2nd and 1. Wasilewski drops back, hits Wasilewski. 1st and 10 from the Crusaders' 31-yard line.
Nice pass.
That's the Wasilewski we remember.
Yeah, right there. Look, nice and low. He hits Kovaleski right in the breadbasket, and he made sure he had the ball. Turns around and tries to take it back upfield.
Gibbons on the stop for the Crusaders. And did you see how much time Wasilewski had to throw that ball?
Pulowski, number 21, now in. Quinn McCracken, number 89, wide left.
Pulowski lines up in that slot position. They're in the eye, and it's going to be another. Well, it's a keeper by Wasilewski. He was trying to.
Good move by Wasilewski.
And Wasilewski makes a nice run down to the Crusader 26-yard line.
Nice run by Wasilewski. Faked the pitch and took it upfield. Could have been a loss on the play. He picks up almost 5 yards. A good tough 4 yards by Marcus Wasilewski.
Here you see him coming right at you. Look at the move right there on number 7. Shank was the guy in position, and finally brought down there hard by Berlucci, who was back in the game, I might add.
Yeah, he's back in a defensive position.
In the heavy backfield, it's 2nd down and 6 for the Red Tornadoes, and it's Haynes, and Haynes makes the cut the other way, and this time number 75, Nicholas Schmalhofer, makes the play, a great play. It might be the first time that Haynes has been stopped for no gain in the entire football game.
Actually, it was a loss of about 2 yards. It was a good play by the tackle on the right side of the defensive line.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 8.
James Haynes comes out to he needs a rest. Of course, number 26, Dave DeMarco, goes in as your tailback right behind Julius Demetrius. And Greg Kanovich, number 48.
Wasilewski was given a lot of instruction there, and it's DeMarco, and DeMarco takes it down to the Red Tornado, down to the Crusader, just outside the 25-yard line. It will bring up a 4th down and 4. Haynes back into the Tornado backfield.
Now this one's critical right here. You want to keep this. You got the momentum going. You want to keep this drive going. The white slot left, Monroe's and Kovaleski.
And we go back to pass. We look downfield, and it's Kovaleski, and Kovaleski has the first down.
And he is going to be real close to that first down. They kept him. The clock is still running.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he picked it up, but I mean, it's 4th down if he didn't. We're going to know in a minute, but maybe he didn't. I thought he picked it up and he made the turn. They're going to have to. It's going to be the shortest measurement on earth. They're right on top of it over there in the sideline. This is a big play, and I don't know if he got it.
Nope.
No, he didn't
get it.
The Crusaders have stopped the Red Tornadoes at the 26-yard line on the 4th down play. We throw the pass, and he comes up just short to Kovaleski.
Okay, Tornadoes again have to dig in here. 5 minutes and 49 seconds left. They had a great, enthusiastic stop in that last series on defense.
It's 24-20 Crusaders, 5:49 remaining. Red Tornadoes are on defense now as the Crusaders go 1st and 10 from their own 22. Might be the deepest spot they've started from all night.
Yeah, deepest spot, and I'll tell you what, the Crusaders have not made a mistake yet tonight.
We have a timeout from the Crusaders, which is always odd. Now, the change of possession, they all huddled.
Yep.
They come out late of the huddle every time, and that's just the way they do it. The coach is in the middle of it, having a conversation. They come up and line up, and they have to call timeout. So they use their timeout. They're now down to 1 timeout left for the Crusaders. The Red Tornadoes have all 3 of theirs.
Again, James Goins is in now, and I think it sort of looks like he was lining up in a defensive end position on this side. So we'll see what the Tornadoes are coming out with defensively. Right now, it looks like they're in a 4-man front. They've loosened up and have, that's what they're doing.
Inside handoff to Haberstroh, and Haberstroh's got some room. In fact, Haberstroh is loose on the sideline, and he's brought down there by Clokus at the last second. A big run for the Crusaders. Out over the Red Tornado 50-yard line, down to the 45-yard line. The Red Tornadoes, 1st and 10.
That's about a 30-yard pickup for the Crusaders.
First we've seen that play offensively from the Crusaders tonight.
Well, they ran it at the beginning of the game. In their first series of downs, they ran that.
5:24 and counting here in the ball game. Tornadoes down by 4. The other way now. And this time Demetrius says no way. Julius Demetrius stood his ground.
Yep, yes he did.
And just brought down Shank right away. That was exact play, just to the opposite side.
To the opposite side, and Julius Demetrius was playing the defensive end position and just stayed there and waited for the play to come to him. Clock is running, 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. Double slot by the Crusaders.
Has his man down on the sideline. Get number 6 down there, Swigert.
Again,
Swigert will pick the first down up, I believe.
Wide open. There was nobody on him. He was standing out there on the sidelines. Even where he caught the ball, if he would have been tackled, it was only a 5-yard pickup. He picks up the first down.
Well, they're not going to. No, he didn't.
No,
Right.
he
I
didn't.
thought he did.
I did too.
On that far sideline, it's hard to tell when they drop everything, but he's actually probably 6 or 8 inches short of the first down. The ball sitting right at the Red Tornado 25-yard line, 4:12 and counting here in the ball game. The Crusaders absolutely in no hurry.
Nope.
And the Red Tornadoes will have to start thinking about using those 3 timeouts shortly here if they're going to have any hope of winning the ball game. This time a keeper by Smith. Now the other thing to remember here is they are already in or very close to McCall's field goal range.
Yep.
And that's what they're thinking. They're thinking they're going to make it a 1-touchdown game. It's first down now. As he picked up the first down, he needed about 8 inches. The ball's sitting at the 33-yard line. And I would think they need about 5 or 6, 8 yards, and he's in field goal.
Yes, he is. To make it comfortable for him.
3:44 and counting now in the ball game here at the Silver Bowl. Smith under center. He has one guy, and that's going to be an offside call, as the one guy I was just about to talk about went offside. So they'll move 5 yards back.
He was in motion. He got down in position. I think he sort of looked like he lost his balance and came up with his hips. And, of course, flags flew.
So it'll bring up 1st and 15 now. And unfortunately for the Crusaders, that absolutely takes them out of field goal range.
Yep.
At the moment, the ball's sitting at the Red Tornado 38-yard line now.
And again, like you said, they are in no hurry. They are going to take their 25 seconds for every play here. Tornadoes need a big turnover here if that's possible.
time. The Red Tornadoes all over that one. Number 64 for the Red Tornadoes, the first guy to make the hit, John Long. And they'll lose another yard on the play. And the Red Tornadoes take their first timeout to stop the clock at the 2:57 mark.
As soon as he hit the ground, Coach Brennan was right on the referee calling timeout. And that's what he needed to do. He needs to keep as much time on the clock as possible. Second and long.
The Crusaders, I mean, I'm sure they're a little disappointed here. Now, they're running time off the clock. They're taking all the time they possibly can.
Yep.
But they were very close to that field goal range. Would have made it a 7-point game, and now they're completely out of it. So I know they can't be happy about that. They are in control of the game. There's 2:57 remaining. The Red Tornadoes have got to find a way to get the ball back, and it's 2nd and 16. So we'll see what the Crusaders do. Now, the Crusaders have not looked like they want to do anything crazy. They're pretty much keeping the ball on the ground and just trying to drive some time off that clock. But I don't think they can do it right now at the rate they're going.
Again, it's long yardage here. You know, he throws a pass. It's incomplete. That kills the clock. That's good for the Tornadoes. And it is a pass play.
He rolls out to the Red Tornado sideline, looks downfield, and he has Gibbons right at the sideline.
He was completely.
I don't know how he was in bounds on that one.
He was completely out of bounds on that. I don't know how he made that call.
The Gibbons will catch the ball. They mark it down at the Red Tornado 28-yard line.
Yep.
It'll bring up 3rd down and about 5. 3rd down and 5 now. 2:41 and counting, as he didn't even, you know, oddly enough, they didn't give him that he rolled out of bounds even. I'm not sure how they call that play,
because he was completely, his upper body was out of bounds when he caught the ball. First of all, you think that the clock would have stopped.
Smith back to pass again, looks downfield. He's got his guy wide open. Touchdown, Crusaders. Just ran right by us. I mean, absolutely ran right by us. And it's a touchdown for the Crusaders, and this game's out of control for the Red Tornadoes. They will not be able to come back now. The score 30-20 with the extra point to follow. And we're going to have some work to do in that defensive secondary this week.
Yeah, that's about the 4th time tonight that our 2 cornerbacks were left standing. And of course, balls thrown up and 3 touchdowns. Where nobody was around them for 10 yards.
McCall in to attempt the extra point. And he puts it up. It was a high snap, and he doesn't really get phased by much. 31-20, Lancaster Catholic Crusaders here at the 2:17 mark of the 4th quarter here in the Silver Bowl. Offensively, you cannot say enough. Defensively, they're going to need some work. They have to figure out what has gone wrong in that defensive secondary.
And to tell you the truth, it's got to be done very, very quickly because you're coming up with Southern area
Southern
and
next week,
Shamokin
the week after.
You know, if you want to look at playoffs again this year, you better, and really be a contender. You better start looking at the defensive backfield here and see what the problem is.
And, the other thing, and I'm going to hit we're hammering the defensive backfield. But once again, no pressure.
Yeah.
We put no pressure on that quarterback. He is throwing without any. You saw what happens when you pressure him. He's not that good. He's inaccurate. He's throwing the ball around. But when he gets a chance to just sit back there and take his time, and that was a long developing play. It didn't happen in a second there. He had to wait for that guy to get to the goal line from where he was lined up at, and still not an ounce of pressure. So, yeah, defensively, the pass defense game here was not that good. And, again, we ran up against a good quarterback, but I don't know if he was that good or not. I'm not sure how good this kid really is, although his stats are going to look real good tonight. McCall bounced into the end zone again. The Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, and they're going to have to put the ball in the air now for any chance to stay in the game.
Yeah. Put the ball in the air, put the ball back down on the ground on the kickoff if we score. And, again, like you said, we've got to put that ball very quickly across that goal line.
All right, Wasilewski trots into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes as they get ready. The Crusaders taking their time here, getting ready on defense, and getting their helmets snapped on and getting lined up here as the Red Tornadoes will put Washleski in the shotgun. He has everybody split to his right in a trip formation. Plenty of time to throw. He looks downfield. He was trying to hit Moroz. He comes up a little bit short. The Crusaders are in a deep coverage zone now as they are falling, back immediately on the snap.
Oh, sure.
So it brings up 2nd down and 10 now. 2:12 remaining in the game.
Screen pass.
Haynes doing his usual thing as he brings it up over the 25 out to the 26-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Red Tornadoes.
Time still running on the clock. 1 minute and 53 seconds left in this ball game.
Pulowski into the Red Tornado lineup with the play for Washleski. The Red Tornadoes still have 2 timeouts left. Haynes will come out of that Red Tornado huddle now. And James just was absolutely a workhorse bruiser tonight.
Again,
I'll be interested to see what his yardage is. Washleski, plenty of time, looks downfield. He was trying to hit Moroz. And Moroz not able to hang on to it. So it brings up 4th down now and 4 for the Red Tornadoes.
Haynes and Quinn McCracken back in.
It's tough to pass now. Take a look at how many guys are in that backfield, for crying out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll see the one linebacker crash. The other linebacker went into coverage. He tried to hit Haynes, and he doesn't get him. And they will turn the ball over on downs. The Crusaders will take over with 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Red Tornadoes have 2 timeouts left, and they trail by 10.
Defense comes back on the field. I'll tell you what, these defensive guys have put a lot of time on the field tonight, that's for sure.
Smith will get up under center, and my guess is he'll just straight hand off. He does to Haberstroh, and Haberstroh is loose in the defensive backfield of the Red Tornadoes. As Haberstroh will take the ball down inside the 20, down to the Red Tornado 19-yard line. It will bring up a 2nd down and 3 for the Crusaders.
And like you said, they're gonna take their 25 seconds. And again, look at number 8. He's back to protect in case there's a fumble.
They're now into the kneel now.
Yep.
They're going to kneel. He'll wait till that hand goes up. There it's up, and now he'll snap it within 2 seconds of that, and he does. And there's 34 seconds remaining in the ball game. They'll have to snap it one more time.
Well, depends on where when he starts the clock. Yep.
There's a timeout on the field because there's a Crusader down on the field there, and I'm not sure what happened to him.
I don't know either.
He was up originally and then went back down again. I don't know what he could have done.
Well, they were holding him up if you were watching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he wasn't on the ground.
Nope.
And that they were kind of huddling up there, and the next thing you know, he's laying down. And the Red Tornado staff went out immediately. Which you don't often see. They went out instantly when he hit the ground. So I don't know if he just passed out, or what had happened to him there.
It's hot out there, that's for darn sure. Tom Schwalbe goes over and talks to number 66 to
what,
find out what was going on.
You got to be nervous because Coach Brennan has sprinted out onto the field too over the Crusader guy down. I don't know what went wrong there, but there's a lot of concern here for the Crusader player on the ground. You don't often see that. The entire Crusader sideline has taken a knee. You don't see that often either. Every one of them has knelt down. You got to hope this kid's all right because, I mean, it didn't look like he got hit. It looks like he went down on his own.
Yep.
So I'm hoping he's okay. It is a warm night, as we talked about. It got a little bit breezier as the night went on, and right now the flags, there's a stiff breeze blowing across the field. Actually coming out of the south to the north here at the Silver Bowl. But he is at least sitting up now. He's number 60 right now, and that's Brian Schlager. Schlager is a senior, 5'10", 250-pounder. He's in the middle of that line down there. But they're being very, very ginger with him as they get ready here. It'll give me a moment here to remind all you guys out there on your computers listening to the audio webcast that you are doing so courtesy of Mount Carmel area's WKMC TV, and you, of course, are listening to us on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. So how's it feel to be on the World Wide Web live?
Wonderful, you wascally wabbit.
All right, the Crusader is up, and that is great news. I mean, that was a scary moment. When you see everybody rush the field like that for a kid that went down, that is absolutely great news to see that he is up and, well, probably not okay. At least he's under his own power heading to that sideline of the Crusaders. And thankfully, he only has under 20 seconds to make it, and they'll get him in the locker room, and he can nap on that way home on the bus.
Then you get dehydrated. You know that. At one time you used to take those salt pills and everything else. Now they want you hydrated. Drink as much water as possible, especially on a night like tonight. And that is
they're not going to run another play. That's the end of the football game here at the Silver Bowl with the final score. The Lancaster Catholic Crusaders 31. The Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 20. The Red Tornadoes dropped to 1-1. The Crusaders improved to 1-1. 1-1. One-on-one. I'm in basketball for a second.
That's true. Yep.
We will wait for Jose to compile the game statistics here. He is feverishly working down there. And what does he have? Somebody helping him down there?
I do believe.
He hired an assistant or what?
I think she's doing the calculations.
Well, I always thought he should somebody add for him, but I didn't want to say that out loud because, I'm not that kind of a guy. But we'll get the skinny on the final game statistics momentarily. We did see a note go by us here at some point in the game here that said we, of course, will be entertaining the Tigers of Southern Columbia area here in 2 days' time on Friday night here at the Silver Bowl, and they want it to be a whiteout. So they want everyone to either wear white or bring something white that they can shake. So, folks, think about that. They want to have a whiteout for the Southern Tiger game here on Friday night. So if you got something white, wear it. And then try not to eat anything while you're wearing it, because if you're like me, it's going to be white with another color on it in the first couple of moments that it's on. All in all, a nice game, Wayne. I mean, it was a very entertaining football game, obviously. I mean, jeebers, you can't ask for more than this for a football game.
And we knew this was going to happen. When you look at these seasons and look at the kids that graduate and what you have coming back, you can't expect to go undefeated every year. Your main goal in this whole thing is to get into the playoffs, get into the PIAA playoffs. And we knew we were going to have some places, some spots within our team here, both offense and defense, that we needed to fill one way or the other, inexperienced or not inexperienced. We needed somebody to fill in that position, and it's just going to take some time and some effort, both offensively and defensively, to come up with the correct combination.
Well, Jose, nothing else. Everybody played their hearts out tonight in a well played, absolutely entertaining football game by both squads.
You're right, Warren. I mean, we have to take away some positives from this game, and I think we played a real good football team and played them really well, and we didn't give up, and we played with heart and determination. You look back to the possession before the half that probably killed us, and the one down here late in the fourth quarter probably hurt us too. But other than that, I think we played a great game. We outgained them the whole game. The kids didn't quit and played hard, and we had just a couple of breakdowns, and it just was the whole football game. Statistically, Lancaster had 23 rushes for 92 yards. And I think considering where we came from last year against the rush, I think that was an excellent effort against a good football team. They, however, were 10 of 14 for 170, giving him 262 yards in total offense and 12 first downs. Mount Carmel, on the other hand, rushed the ball 47 times for a net of 226.
Jeez.
9 of 19 passing for 71 for a total offense of 297 and 18 first downs. So offensively, we did a job. Defensively, wasn't that bad. The 3 seam passes that we got beat in the same play, I think it was each time, hurt us. And it's just one of those things. I remember Dunmore in 1991, if you remember, North Pocono, 3 passes. Other than that, we won a football game, but it would cost us the game. Individually, James Haynes, again, we were wondering whether he was going to do it twice, and he did. He was a man again. He had 26 rushes for 141 yards. Tough yards at that, and a lot of it he did on his own. Julius did an outstanding job at fullback, 10 for 50. Marcus, in the first positive game for a quarterback here since Nick Sebas maybe, but 5 rushes for 19 yards. And DeMarco, 5 for 16. Receiving, Matt Rose, 4 for 37. Matt Kovaleski, 3 for 30. James Haynes, 1 for 6. So, we talked about it. They did what they had to do in that first possession of the third quarter, and it just came apart at the end. But I don't think it was for lack of effort.
No, you're absolutely right. It's not lack of effort. I guess the only concern, and here's the concern, is not that we got beat physically on those pass plays. Some kid made some spectacular catch or ran over us. What really is the only concern is that we were just confused. I mean, we had absolutely no idea what we were doing with that kid each time he went out there. He just blew by us.
Well, even in the first half, I heard the coaches saying a little bit, we look confused, and we were late lining up a lot.
Yes.
And I think once they watch the film, they'll see that the 2 DNs run the same side a few times before they got over where they were supposed to be. None of those hurt us at that particular time, but you're right. We have to get more focused and know what we're doing. And I just think it's a football team on the verge of being good. And I think the kids have to hang in there and take the positives from this game and just move forward. Now, if the score was right, did Southern actually lose the game to Bloomsburg?
We don't know.
We're the last guys to know that.
Yeah, well,
everybody knows when they watch this what happens.
Yeah,
so.
You'll know what happened. But anyway, no matter what happens, it's going to be a good football game next week. If they lost, it's going to be 2 teams trying to rebound from a loss, and it's going to be a natural rivalry. It's going to be here, and it's just going to be a great week next week. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was a great football game. It truly was. And we came out on the short end. But again, all the statistics prove you came out on the short end, but you weren't outplayed. Obviously, you played a better game. You had more statistics. You ran the ball. And it was, it's funny. It was old-time football there. Nothing fancy. A couple of option plays, but that was it. Most of the time, it was just banging in the middle and going for it. The offensive line did a tremendous job today, opening some holes. And that second effort by everybody, not just Haynes. You'll see those guys downfield in that second effort. That's a big deal. I mean, they got a lot of things, as you said, to play off of coming into a Southern game. And obviously, this will be an emotional moment for them, coming off the worst pasting that any of them can remember last year at Southern. So there's a lot on this game, a lot going into it. And I know that the coaching staff isn't going to play on that. I mean, that's not a big deal to them. But, kids in the back of their mind are saying, okay, we got something to prove here. And I think they can look at this game and say, yeah, we can prove it by what we did tonight. We can run the ball. We can do a lot of things. And the mental errors, and that's the good thing about it. They weren't physical errors. They weren't, the guy just jumped me or I couldn't. The bottom line is you can fix a mental error. You can find out where he came from in the film, find out where you were supposed to be, and fix it.
You're right. Warren, I think you're right. They just have to take the positives from this game going into next week, not go after revenge for last year, but just realize that they can be a real good football team. And they just have to take the positives from tonight and do it next week. And I have every confidence in the world that this team is going to play well the rest of the year.
Jose,
Yes.
James Haynes, you have to be impressed in what this kid did the last 2 weeks. He has to be a hurting puppy, a tired kid after this game tonight.
Well, he is.
And don't you, I mean, truly, a second effort, it's been a long time since we've seen somebody as strong as him, with the second effort. But I truly believe that we need the passing game to get into gear here to take some pressure off of James. He's our bread and butter man. If we're going to go anywhere, we're going to go on the back of James Haynes and his running.
Well,
I think the passing game must kick into gear here to take some pressure off him.
Well, I don't think that's what anybody thought going into the season. I think our offensive line was a question mark, and we were going to go as far as Marcus took us. But I think that's changed right now. I think the offensive line made great strides in the last 2 weeks, and I think they've proven that they can be a pretty good offensive line, and we can be a really balanced football team if Marcus comes around and the passing game continues to progress and James continues to run. I mean, he right now with 141 tonight and 160, so he has 307 yards in his first 2 games. He had 578 the whole year last year. And that was in 11 games, and he's come a long, long way. He's really come a long way as a football player.
But again, hats off to the offensive line. You got James Goins then coming in on the tight end position, and that's where James was picking up, on that left side of the line. They were doing some fantastic blocking down there.
Yeah, the offensive line, I think, is going to be one of our stronger points as we go on during the season. I think coaches have to be happy with them.
All right, guys, I appreciate all your input. Jose, again, the numbers tell everything a lot of times, and sometimes they don't. Tonight was one of the times that they don't, but always good to hear from you. Again, we are home again in 2 nights' time. It is Wednesday night tonight. You will see us on Friday night down here. The Red Tornadoes will play the Southern Columbia Area Tigers in one of the blood matches of the year, along with the Shamokin game, and we look forward to that. Again, we had that quick note. They are asking, the Booster Club and the people are asking to have a whiteout. So if you can wear your white, and if you can't wear white, bring something that's white that you can use to throw around and stuff. Bring it, and we look forward to that. I want to thank my pal Wayne here with me tonight, of course, Jose, for all your input. And on behalf of the entire crew, this has been a sports presentation of WKMC TV, the broadcast arm of Mount Carmel Area High School. We will see you on Friday. Good night.